Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luna, and I'm happy that you could be here. I'm coming in with my most recent build that I've done, and as you can see here, I did do this live on TikTok, so be sure you check out over there on TikTok, the TikTok streams. I will link that down below, and we stream pretty often over there, and it's really a lot of fun. But I did this, I want to say last Sunday, and this is actually a build I had been planning for myself to do for a while now. It's actually one of the builds that I put with my storyline. If you remember my Sims Giving family, the Wright family. So I had always had in my mind that I had each storyline for each of my Sims of that family. And I wanted to kind of go in order of age and rank and stuff like that. So I wanted to start with the mom and dad, the head honcho of the family. This is where all of the Wright kids grew up. So this is technically their family home. And they have a pretty much a big house because there were 5 kids altogether, household of 7. And I had this vision of not exactly a complete farm style house, but definitely an older one, maybe a mix of farm, maybe a mix of Victorian, but nothing really set in stone. The main image was that it is an old house. It does have walls. It has a little bit more to it, and you could tell that a big family there lived there, and the kids were able to run through the house. You were able to have family gatherings there. I haven't completely furnished the build, but I'll talk about that a little bit later as we go on. But that was my main vision of, all the kids grew up in the house, fond memories. It's a big house. It has a lot going on. So this is usually the house that when there's a family gathering, a holiday, that this was usually where they would always take place because this is the family that had the room for it. So as we go into the build, I didn't do too much landscaping, honestly, because with the location that I chose, it's actually going to tie into one of their children, and where we built it. They're not exactly farmers, but they live in the cottage living area. So, I wanted to emphasize that they weren't a city family. They did grow up with their dad being an ex football coach, and her mom being a seamstress. That they lived a pretty quiet life away from the city and all the hustle and bustle. So the kids, do have some modesty to them. Of course, they grow into their own personalities as they become and get older. But as I was doing this, I realized that I was building the wrong direction per the gallery because I hate having houses sideways, even though sometimes it does happen. So it did shorten it a little bit, but it actually worked out because I would have had more space than what I wanted. And so all of that went together. But like I said, I did keep some of the aspect of the outside of the house to where you knew that kids were there. I did end up putting a swing set outside, but I didn't put too much emphasis on that because back then my image was, okay, they had the 5 kids. The kids did have like their everyday chores and things to do. The kids did play sports, but when they came home, like they had a swing set, and they had things to do outside. Most of the kids would usually venture out into the wooded area. They would go digging in the backyard somewhere. Like they weren't a poor family, but their parents weren't big on having all these jungle gyms and all these toys and all this and that and that. They pretty much strived on their kids like having fun with what you had. if that makes any sense. So I didn't do too much in adding like a sand pit or anything like that, but they do enjoy having their grandkids over now that all their kids are older and they come to visit. And like I said, the family gatherings are still there, so now they get to enjoy having their grandkids over, running through the halls. They still don't do a lot of shopping for them. Like they give them what they need, but not too wild or too crazy, because that's just they are in their ways. But I had a lot of fun doing this build. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a build in a while, so it was kind of like getting back into the swing of things. We've been doing a lot of storyline and gameplay on TikTok and trying to muscle through another version of our Rags to Riches, which if you haven't seen that, it has been giving me an interesting take on a couple of things. But other than that, as we go through, like I said, I did not furnish this time. It is actually up in the gallery as kind of a shell challenge, but not really labeled as a shell challenge. When I'm building, there's a lot of people that, if you don't enjoy building, but you like to decorate or you like to, decor, or even if it's just like a collab piece idea, um, a lot of people in the chat were like, hey, I don't like to build, but I love this house. Can I furnish it? So what I do is I go ahead and map out the floor plan, do all the things that I want to do, and it is up in the gallery as just a shell with the floor plan. The only thing I forgot to do is I forgot to put the wall paper or paint, whatever I choose. I forgot to put wall color on the walls on the inside. The flooring is all mapped out, but after like 2 days after posting it, I was like, I didn't. It's still drywall. So you'll just have to choose that. And honestly, this isn't really a challenge situation. So if you wanted to change the floor plan around, it's no big deal. It's not going to hurt me. I just want to keep the base of the house the way the base of the house is. Of course, according to if you have the DLCs. This is no CC, so it's all base game or DLCs from The Sims. So just keep that in mind, that it will be accessible for everybody without mods being a part of it. But it pretty much is like a 6+ room house. Yes, this house, when I said it was a big house, it is a big house. Because my idea is when I mapped it out, I have a living room, a dining room, and we have a kitchen. Then we have a laundry room, and then we have a spare bedroom downstairs. Or you can make it an office. If you don't have laundry day, you can make it, there's also a bedroom, there's also a bathroom downstairs. So you'll have the living room, dining room, kitchen, laundry room, bathroom, and then an extra bedroom or spare room or office. And then upstairs, you have a master bedroom, a bedroom across from that, a bathroom, and then a long bedroom that I was thinking more of a study, where that circle, the start of a half circle room is. But after I uploaded, I was like, why didn't I split that room in half instead of making it super, super long? Which you'll see that when we head inside of the house. So when I go in, I'm actually going to change my floor plan a little bit when I do my own interior. I'm going to make that long room a 2 rooms. And then probably open up the foyer a little bit. So like I said, it has a lot of rooms. So you can play with it as you have it set up when the kids used to live there, or you can have it set up as the kids are moved out and they just have they just have spare rooms. They have a storage room and maybe a toy room for their grandkids. But yeah, you can really run with this and play with this. I definitely like how I went in and did aspects that I normally don't use. I tried to use different roof tiles because I always use the same roof tiles. But like I said, I really wanted to think about, this is technically an older house, but I didn't want to make it look super, super run down. But like, you can tell it's an older style house, but I haven't really used like a lot of cracks in like that to make houses look like really, really old. I don't know why, but I'm like, I tell myself to, and I'm like, but it looks so pretty when it's new. So that's just me. But I did have fun doing this, and I'm excited to finally get all of the family done and get their apartments, get their houses, and stuff like that. Because that was back in November, and it's January, and I don't want anyone to think that I had forgot about them. It's just a lot of content making is going on. But I'm loving every aspect of what we're doing. So I'm hoping that in the next few weeks to maybe a couple months, we can get all of the builds that I have planned and have visioned for this family. Because some of them will be in apartments, some of them will be in houses. I know we do have Aries that still lives with mom and dad. So that's one check mark off the list that we don't have to worry about. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. You can find the build over in Luna's Galaxy 33. That is my gallery name. And like I said, this is not a CC item, so you don't have to make sure you have that check mark checked. And then just if you don't have the DLCs, you'll probably have to replace a couple of things, because I never pay attention to what DLCs I'm grabbing when I'm doing these builds. I just grab the aesthetic and what I feel is going to be suiting it. Make sure you check out TikTok as well. As I said, everything is linked down below. And the mods folder, the cheat codes folder is in my description as well. And yeah, this is where I pan out the floor plan. I was wondering when we were going to get to that. So that side room to the right is the kitchen. So pretty much I built all the walls to get an idea of what I wanted, and then I kind of switched out things here and there. I'll probably do a half bath downstairs. Possibly, I'm not 100% sure. But I know one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do a completely open floor plan because again, I was thinking of okay, how were old houses back then? Not all of them were like nowadays. Like open floor plans are like the thing, and they're in. But a lot of older houses do have a lot of walls. One thing that I do remember growing up. But yeah, it is so spacious, and I didn't expect to get as many rooms out of it as I did. Once I kind of lined up everything, I was like, you can really get like 6 or 7 bedrooms in this house. So you could have a full-fledged family, or an office, a workout room, a movie room, a toy room. Like you could have a lot. One person could live here and equip all of these rooms if they wanted to. So that long room over, now it's to my right, that one I'm going to split in half and probably move that center one that I made. I also tried to do a little bit more of, okay, what would an old house have? One thing I always I love using hardwood floors. I don't really care for carpet, but I wanted to put like old tiles on the floor, trying to think of, okay, what did my grandma's kitchen floor look like? It was usually, some type of old, I mean, honestly, it was dingy because it was old by the time I was born. So I was thinking of, okay, this family hasn't really updated their house. It still kind of has the feel of the kids were still little kids. So that was the idea that I had there. But I did keep my hardwood floors because I can't not give up my hardwood floors. It's very difficult for me to not use them. And honestly, this hardwood floor, I love how that wood looks. But I appreciate you guys so much. And we have a couple of new videos coming up between cast videos, my TikTok live stream videos. And we have a new shell challenge. If you haven't checked that out, that is due for Valentine's Day. So I'm hoping you can do the Luna Love shell. I will be putting up pictures, and I'll probably do a fast video of when I do furnish this house, along with my own shell challenge that I will do. But I love and appreciate you, and I will catch you next time. Have a good rest of day or night wherever you are. And this is Luna. Galaxy out.